I'm going to call this meeting to order. Melvina, will you give us the invocation, please?
Elorgalande he, Julheli Kosa, Ahan Kosa, Yedis, Eskiatino. Nivna de Chidosta, Heldi to Hesta Hando to Loska, Ni Ositi Elana de Janilajan, Kehes, on God or no Jadana. Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us back together again today. We ask you to be with us, give us wisdom and knowledge for the betterment of Turkey Nation. Lord, you know our hearts and our minds. Lord, there's nothing that you don't know about. We just depend on you to give us the knowledge that we need to lead this nation. We thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay, roll call, please, Shelley.
Okay. All right. Sasha Black Fox Qualls. Danny Callison. Here. Julia Coates. Here. Joe Deere. Kevin Easley. Here. Ashley Grant. Here. Uriah Grass. Lisa Hall. Here. Clifton Hughes. Here. Johnny Kidwell. Daryl Legg. Kendra McGady. Here. Dora Petskowski. Cody Poindexter.
Honey.
Joshua Sam. Melvina Shotpouch. Condessa Teehee. We have a quorum.
All right, need approval of minutes. All in favor? Okay, moving on to reports. First up, Marshall Mead.
CO Council. Congratulations, you guys. And congratulations to the guys that got reelected. And I've always been told I kind of set the tone since I'm the first one on rules, so hopefully we set a good tone. Also, during my report, usually we kind of, I don't have the numbers, the full numbers, but I was wanting to take a second to brag on my marshals. Crow Fair, as we know, Cherokee Holiday is about to start. Well, the Crow Agency had their holiday this last weekend, sent 5 marshals up there to help with their holiday, and I got to meet with their chairman, and I spoke with their SACs and ASACs, their assistant special agents in charge, and I'm going to tell you right now, in the Crow, the main days is about 5 to 6 days. Your Cherokee Nation Marshals, our Cherokee Nation Marshals, we led with 120 arrests and 200 citations. We went up there and worked. We went up there and worked so much that they've asked us to come back, not just for Crow Fair next year, they've asked us to come back for their native days next year. I've got one marshal in Lame Deer, which is in northern Cheyenne. It's the reservation that neighbors it. I have one who went straight from Crow to Northern Cheyenne Reservation, and they're already asking for if we're sending someone to replace them. Our guys did amazing work up there, and not to get too far off in the weeds, when I was in the Marine Corps and I was in Iraq, they called I was 224, 2nd Town, 24th Marines. They called us the Mad Ghosts because we fought like we were angry and no one ever saw us coming. And what's crazy is I sent these guys up there. I went up there with them for a couple days, and when I went and spoke with one of the special agents up there, they were calling our guys ghosts because, well, we had night shift, but we had drones. And, when they're going to 49 different camps, they 49 a little different up there than they do down here, and they'll go to camps. And they were watching people, making sure that everything was doing good. And when they spot something going on, our guys with their NVGs on go and pull them out. And people were complaining to the chairman that they were trying to upload this to Snapchat, but our guys were moving too quick and too swift for them to get it on Snapchat and post it on social media. So they started calling our guys ghosts. The guy over at Lame Deer is saying that he's doing amazing and that our reputation from Crow followed him to Lame Deer. And so he's like, he's been busy, really super busy. But he goes, people have treated me really respectful because of the reputation the Marshal Service gotten while at Crow Fair. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my guys, thank them for that, because that is just, like I said, we are the standard in Indian country. I'm telling you that right now. We are the standard in Indian country. Go to a different reservation where we've worked. I guarantee you, they'll say that the Marshal Service sets the standard. We are the standard. So there's that. Just did a walkthrough of our building that's getting over there. I'm excited about that. Every day it gets closer and closer to end date. Do I know the end date? I've been told 2 different ones, so I don't want to tell you a different one because I will get told a different one tomorrow. So, but if you guys, you have my reports, you have my, I did want to showcase one more thing, is that we have Tyler Tech. Tyler Tech is in full swing now. And I was kind of wanting to showcase a little bit today, but I'm going to hold off till tomorrow because I know today's a long day and it's the one right before holiday. But there's going to be a point in time, like next week or next rules, that if you guys said, hey, September 8th at 4 p.m. and pick a town, I will be able to tell you the last time a marshal drove through, who it was, their speed, and why they drove through. Whether they're on their way to a call or why they drove through and they were just patrolling, whatever. And I can tell you if there was 4 marshals, and I can tell you the distance between each marshal that drove through. That's the kind of technology that we have with Tyler Tech and the abilities. We can do heat signatures for the most calls or where our higher call volume is. I'll be able to show you, give you handouts on that, and eventually show you a presentation of it as well, if need be, if you guys want to ask. Or you can always come by the Marshal Service, and I can show you guys as well. In saying that, do you guys have any questions? You guys got my report?
No questions.
All right.
Looks
Well,
like
thank you. Thank you for letting me brag and ramble on. And like I said, congratulations.
Thank you, Marshal Meade. Next up, from the Office of the Attorney General, Chad Harsha.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I do have a fairly short report and also recognize that you have quite a lengthy agenda and moving into the national holiday events. But first, I'd like to start off with an update on some pending litigation. As you all are aware, if I've updated this council monthly, we have pending litigation in the Northern District and the Eastern District against District Attorneys Matt Ballard and Carol Iskey. The United States brought that case, and we are now in kind of a holding pattern where a stay has been issued by the Department of Justice while they continue to evaluate what their next steps are going to be moving forward as a participant in the litigation. We've had a lot of good dialogue with the Department of Justice. Appreciate the leadership of Marshal Meade helping have those conversations from the law enforcement perspective. So the stay is in place until roughly the end of September, and we hope to have some more feedback from the Department of Justice soon. Also, we have pending litigation that we're not a party to, but we've been monitoring it, and it's the Keith Stitt versus the City of Tulsa. That a petition for certiorari was filed with the United States Supreme Court. They have not yet indicated whether or not they're going to take any action on that, but we're certainly monitoring it and considering and evaluating how we would share our perspective to the court on that case. And again, that speaks to the ongoing litigation of non-member Indian jurisdiction and state municipal jurisdiction and how those two pieces interact. Other than that, still carrying on the good work of the Attorney General's office, and I know we've been moving in and out of jury trials over the past couple of weeks, and so appreciate the time today, and any questions that you all may have, I'd love to take them.
Councilor Deere.
Strobel.
So Strobel, that's the case about the jurisdiction of the Oklahoma Tax Commission for income taxes for Indians who work and reside in Indian country. The Oklahoma Supreme Court issued an opinion in that case with quite a few concurrences, although very different views about how they got from point A to point B. It was inconsistent with the position that we had proposed in the perspectives that we shared with the Oklahoma Supreme Court as an amicus party. It's not clear yet whether that individual defendant, which is not, it's not a tribal nation, it's an individual claimant with respect to the Oklahoma Tax Commission. It's unclear whether or not they're going to pursue an appeal. But if they did, that would likely originate or would likely be presented to the U.S. Supreme Court. And we're also monitoring that case and how we would share our thoughts on the litigation with the court should that appeal be taken up.
Thank you. Thank you. Counselor Callison.
A.G. Harsha, I just want to, your assistant DA that works out of the J office, non-tribal law enforcement, the other day, I was around several of them from different divisions, and boy, they praised her up and down for the good job that she's doing out of that office. So I know we get a lot of negatives, and I just wanted to bring that across that you know, these were not tribal law enforcement, these were non-tribal, and they were just praising the job that's been done at that office up and down. So thank you.
Thank you for that. I'll appreciate that sentiment, and we'll share it with our team.
Anyone else? That's all we have. Looks like you're free to go. Thank you, A.G. Harsha.
Good afternoon. It's good to see all of you today. Congratulations to our newly elected and our returning council members. I look forward to working with all of you. You should have a copy of my report, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? Looks like there are none. Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you.
Next up from Tax Commission, Sharon Swepston.
Good afternoon, Council. I'm happy to take any questions back to Sharon.
Any questions? Looks like you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gaming Commission, Audra Imhoff.
Good afternoon. You should have a copy of my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Just to touch on a couple of the items in my report, our next commission meeting is scheduled for September 19th at the Hard Rock at 9:30. Be happy to have any of you there that would like to attend. We are in the process of backfilling a couple of our gaming agent positions, one at Catoosa, one at Grove. That is in the HR process right now. And then two of the tournaments that received the commission's approval in July include the VGT tournament at Catoosa that's starting tomorrow, as well as the Oklahoma State Championship Poker Series that is currently ongoing through September 1st. Then I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Counselor Blackfox.
Thank you. This may be a question for you, possibly A.G. Harsha. Do you have an update on the community bingo?
Yes, so our regulations are in effect. The application can be found online at cherokee.org under the Gaming Commission site.
Okay, thank you very much.
Looks like there are no further questions. Thank you. Finally, Human Resources with Ms. Samantha Hendricks.
So good afternoon. Congratulations to the newly and re-elected tribal council members. Very much look forward to working with each of you. Just a few highlights. I always talk about the internship program. This time I'm going to talk about that we're actually going from, we're working very diligently on moving from paper to electronic as far as in HR. We do a lot of paper processing, so we're trying to move that to an electronic process. And then also we're working on identifying career pathways on Cherokee citizens from high school to retirement. So that's a big project. So we're starting into that process. So with that, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Counselor Blackfox Qualls.
Just following up from our last meeting, and this will also pertain to Dr. Jones, do we have a contact for the health director for HR?
You know, I meant to get that to you. I haven't done that, but I will get that to you.
Okay.
So I apologize for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any other questions? You are free to
Okay.
go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to old business, item 1. Could you take that, Counselor Teehee?
Yes.
This is an act amending Title 21 Crimes and Punishments of the Cherokee Nation Code annotated, and we have a revised copy that has been provided to counselors, placed on their desk. I'm putting this forward in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Counselor Coates.
This is a good deal more extensive in terms of the red line changes on it than the one that we had. And I think all of us are getting this one like 5 minutes ago and so forth. And so I was just wondering if there would be openness. In fact, I'd frame it as a friendly amendment to table this until next month so that we have a chance to look at it.
Sure. I would also invite Attorney General Harsha forward because the revisions that went, his office did assist in, yeah.
Sure, and I can provide a little bit more insight into the revisions that we provided. And again, Councilor Teehee and Deputy Speaker Easley, I appreciate the dialogue that we've had on this topic and reaching out on this change in particular, which prompted some of the revisions that we had sent. This document is a change to what you had in the book based on conversations that we had internally with the AG's office prosecutorial staff. The goal of the changes that we're proposing are similar to the thousands of other code changes that we brought about since the McGirt decision over the past 5 years. And what we aim to do as we evaluate modernizing our code to accommodate the additional jurisdictional matters that we address is to make sure that we're aligning the construct of our code based on what our values as a tribe are, also consistent with what you see in state law. There was a significant revision to this particular title or this particular code provision in state law that speaks to the age of consent and particularly addresses in more detail crimes and punishments for individual children above the age of 16 when they're in a position of trust, say a secondary school institution or things of that nature. So what we did here was incorporated the newest changes that will soon go into effect by the state of Oklahoma into our code because we think it makes sense to adjust those for our criminal code purposes as well. So if there's any specific questions, I would like to address those, or if you'd like to reach out to me separately, that's always okay too. Or if you decide to take no action today, I will be available to present in more detail next month.
Counselor Coates.
Thank you. So in following state law, and I understand that there's a real value to having a consistency across different jurisdictions within the state. So I certainly appreciate that. One of the things, and again, I've just skimmed it for a few minutes, but what jumps out at me almost immediately is that there are different ages that are associated with different aspects of this overall title. And do you have insight about why that is? Because I see some things that are 16. I see other sections that are 18, 19, 20. Correct. And it becomes kind of confusing, sure. I think, when you've got different ages of consent under different, can you give any insight into the state's thinking?
I can, and just to be clear, we don't always model our code off what the state proposes. We evaluate changes that are happening across state law or even neighboring jurisdictions to see how the law is evolving in general around how we treat criminal activity and related punishments. With respect to the revisions that you see in front of you in the amended document, which carries over in some ways to some of the changes that the state made, they made a pretty significant revision, and and the reason why you see different age ranges for various crimes is it has to do with addressing, particularly in educational institutions, where you have someone who the age of consent, let's say, would be 18, but yet they're engaged in some way with a member of the faculty. It makes those situations a criminal activity by virtue of the relationship between the individual and the assailant. And so it's addressed in different contexts throughout the code to align with protecting the interest of young people, even if they are, let's say, above the age of 16.
So these are recent revisions that the state itself has made also?
Correct.
Do we have any indication as to how they're working with these differences of age on different types of sections, because has there been confusion around it? Does it seem to be working well, or is it just too soon to really know?
I think that some of the concepts that are in the revisions that we're making are separate and apart from what the state's done. I think that we're making revisions to this code that hasn't been, it's very dated. It should have, we as part of our, reevaluating our criminal code, some of these changes were enacted by, let's say, state law some time ago. As far as the newest round of legislation that came out in the criminal context from the state, it just now went into effect, but it was largely adopted to solve a problem that exists in some communities where, say, for example, I'll go back to the educational environment. It was created as a result of reviewing real problems that exist in communities across the state in the education system, or let's say in medical facilities, things of that nature. So it's really a protectionism change to help young people while also creating reasonable ranges for, say, the Romeo and Juliet situation, they call it, which is, consent above the age of 14. So that's why there's different ages in there to address different problems. As far as the effectiveness, it's just been enacted, in the state of Oklahoma, and I think it was enacted to sincerely solve a real problem that exists through review by, criminal justice experts. And in conversations that we had with our prosecutorial staff, this also addresses issues that they have to address head-on in certain environments.
So you're saying there are many universities, for instance, in the state that do not have within the university itself a policy that would do the same thing here. Are there, am I understanding that correctly?
I wouldn't necessarily tie it to university as I would, high school level public schools. Certainly there's policies that address the conduct as between educators and students, but this isn't an amendment to the criminal law to create punishments and consequences for that activity, in addition to modernizing our existing code to raise the age of consent, to above 14.
So you're talking about maybe an 18-year-old who's in high school.
Correct.
Still, rather than a university student.
That's right.
Or something like that. Okay, all right, thank you.
Counselor Callison.
Yeah. Mr. Harshit, you talked about school districts having regulations and rules. Does the state not supersede anything that would be as a board policy?
Well, I think we're talking about two different things. A regulation and a rule applied by even a state civil regulatory context is not the same as a criminal statute. This document amends, Title 21 of our criminal code, which would treat this not in the context of a civil infraction, but a criminal activity that would be subject to certain consequences. So, so to answer your question, I would imagine that most every school district addresses the standard of conduct for the people who interact with that school system, but that is not the same as prohibiting conduct as criminal with related punishments and consequences tied to tribal law in this instance.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Attorney Young?
The general thrust of the law was to raise the age of consent from 14 across the board. Some of the other ages changes in relation to those was to raise it up from 14 to 16 to align with the state. I think the concern with the delays has been that we don't want a situation in which the Cherokee Nation has more lax laws than the state after the states has become active. So I would encourage the council to think about that and whether or not to table this, because it would put us out a month, whereas the states has already been enacted. And again, the general thrust is to raise the age of consent up from 14. And this is on cases of forcible rape.
Anyone else? Counselor Coates, I think you had made a motion to table. Do you want to stand on that motion?
At this point, which is
The state laws on this issue went into effect on August 27th. So we're a little bit, I don't want to say necessarily in a time crunch, but I would prefer, if other counselors do feel willing to move forward on this. I do feel now is the time to move forward.
And that was kind of the initial thrust of doing this in the beginning, was that we did not want ours to lag behind the state. So again, that kind of gets us back to how this started in the first place.
All right, well, there's been a motion and a second on your motion, Counselor Teehee, so we'll put this up for a vote at this time. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to new business, item 1. Could you take that, Counselor Poindexter?
This is a resolution confirming the reappointment of Marilyn Van as a Commissioner of the Cherokee Nation Environmental Protection Commission, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Any discussion? Okay, I think Ms. Van has appeared here via Zoom. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. Well, would you like to talk about your appointment here?
Well, greetings, everyone, and I want to, of course, congratulate the new council person as well as those who were recently reelected. Regarding the appointment, I was honored. I was honored to be approved for the first time, and I am honored that you all have so many have sponsored my working on the commission again. It is, I have, the other commissioners are wonderful people, as well as the folks in the Natural Resources Department, and I am looking forward, if you all approve the renomination, to bringing forward my engineering experience, to work and leadership experience in the engineering field, to work on the commission again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Van. Does anybody have any questions? All right, let's vote. All in favor? All opposed? All right, motion passes. Congratulations, Ms. Van. Item 2.
Thank you all.
Item 2, could you take that, Counselor Deere?
This is a resolution confirming the reappointment of J. Blake Fletcher as a Commissioner of the Cherokee Nation Environmental Protection Commission. I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is J. Blake Fletcher here?
Thank you. My name is Jack Blake Fletcher. I'm from Stillwell, Oklahoma, more precisely Cherry Tree. I just wanted to say that I've been very honored in being able to serve as a commissioner on the Environmental Protection Commission. Today I'd like to thank the sponsors that I have, and I would be thoroughly honored to serve in another term. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Any questions for Mr. Fletcher? I see none. All in favor of Mr. Fletcher? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Item 3, Counselor Black Fox, could you take that one for us, please?
Absolutely. This is a resolution confirming the appointment of Lyle Walker as a Commissioner of the Cherokee Nation Environmental Protection Commission, and I move for its approval.
Any discussion? Is Mr. Walker here? Mr. Walker, come on up. How are you today?
Well, how are you?
Good.
Yes. Greetings. I'm Lowell Walker, lifelong citizen of Craig County, now live in Veneta, Oklahoma. I am privileged to have the honor to come before you today to asked for you to appoint me to this position for the Environmental Protection Commission. I'm looking forward to being able to serve the nation in a capacity that I have had experience over the years of dealing with in different projects that I have been on, different jobs that I've been on, dealing with EPA subjects, and I feel like I can bring something to the nation that hopefully we can be productive in.
Any questions of Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker, I do have a question. I know now you serve your community in another capacity, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And where is that?
I'm Craig County Commissioner.
Okay. I believe, is the Cherokee Community Bowling Springs in your district?
Yes, it is.
Okay. There are, I think, some road issues going on out there. Is that right?
That is correct.
Do you have a plan on how to address that?
I do. Would you like to hear that, please?
I would like to hear
Okay.
that, please.
I am in the process right now of gathering information on cost of what it would take to do. The road they're talking about in particular is south of Bowling Springs toward Rogers County. It's 1.5 miles they're talking about. It has 2 very large low water crossings on that road. And so I'm looking at different levels of how we can address this problem, from one just being an asphalt road to possibly replacing bridges. I'm about to the point on our 8-year bridge plan through our Circuit Engineering District of being able to add bridges to that plan. So these are upcoming projects on a Circuit Engineering District plan, which is a 5-year plan. And so whenever I get more information back on cost and when I can add these to the plan, that's what I'm looking to do.
Well, I'm encouraged to hear that. I know that's a community that's very special to Cherokee Nation, and I know it's technically Miss McGady's district, but it's right on the line next to mine.
Yes.
And we want to be good partners with the county, and we're willing to. I know I've talked to Councilor McGady. I don't want to speak for her, but I know that if there's a resource issue, we want to partner on that, and so we hope to be a good partner with you in that. Councilor McGady, do you have any questions?
Have a statement. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to tell you that, yes, as the District 11 Council, I'm very pleased to hear that you have a plan, and I thank you for coming down today, Lowell. You and I have known each other for a long time, and I think that Deputy Speaker Kevin Easley said it very well when we say that we want to be good partners and that area is very important to us. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. And main thing we're looking at is improving the safety of travel, and mainly getting it to where they can gain more population. They will gain a lot of revenue if this road is open just from coming from Rogers County. Due to the population, Craig County has 14,500 people in it. Claremore has 100,000 population. So yes, this community could really benefit from this project.
Absolutely. I know those low water bridges you're talking about. So, all right, I appreciate it. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Walker. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Nice to see you all.
My favorite item of the day. Item 4, Johnny Kidwell.
I would be happy to. This is a resolution confirming the renomination of Mr. Barry Reynolds for the Cherokee Nation Business Board of Directors. I move to adopt. Anybody?
We need one of those.
Anybody?
Barry, what's going on?
It's all good, Counselor.
What do you got for us?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations, share with the rest of the group that have spoken already. Congratulations to those of you that are new and those of you that have been reelected. And I know that I share my fellow board of directors at Cherokee Nation Businesses, the excitement that we put into and the excitement that we have on the things that we are doing. And I know I've talked to a number of you about my desires to continue to grow the profit aspect of it, because as I've told many of you, I have more fun as a member of the board of directors working for the Cherokee Nation and you all than I do managing my own law firm, frankly. Because even though I am a shareholder in that firm, I have a lot of family and friends that are shareholders in Cherokee Nation businesses. And all of our board of directors know that those shareholders rely on the programs that you guys approve that we help fund. And so it's very personal to me to continue to grow the businesses, to be successful, and continue to make profit for the citizens of the Cherokee Nation. So thank you for the opportunity. If any of you have questions, I know I've talked to a number of you.
Any questions? Counselor Deere.
It's not really a question, but it seemed like there was a question on that second. But I thought maybe something was different. But I just want to say, you know, me and Barry's got to work together a long time for CMB, and you on the board. I just want to say I appreciate it when you look into what's going on and bring that knowledge about that area in economic development and how CMB, and share that information in those meetings. So I know you're very knowledgeable. We've been around. So I just want to say thank you. Continue doing what you do and helping the other board, because there's a lot of great board members on there.
Yes, there are. I am blessed with that. Thank you.
So,
Thank you,
but thank you for bringing that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. As I've told many of you, and I'll tell Councilman Glass, if you have any questions, you ever want to talk about anything, you have my number and you can use it 24/7, personally or professionally.
Counselor Kidwell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Reynolds, thank you for being here today. This kind of goes without, I won't take up everybody's time for the CMB reappointments here, but I'll just kind of speak on behalf of all. Obviously, I'm in favor of every one of them. I'm so proud of the direction that the board has gone, and the time and effort that all of you have kind of placed into this. I've been able to attend a few of the meetings, obviously, and it's amazing to me the direction that you're going, and the growth and success that you all really want to see for the tribe, and you're making that happen for us. As you all well know, as you guys have, as the board has already said, and says on several occasions, that we need to grow the businesses and able to take care of this growing tribe. And I know that you understand that, and I know that you're focused on that, and I truly do appreciate everything that you're doing over there. Keep up the great work. You have my thanks.
Thank you, Council. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Yeah, I want to add to that. I mean, I've gotten to know Barry Reynolds over the last few years, and he is such a great diplomat for our people. And, there's a lot of times that our directors are in rooms with very powerful people that make things change in this state of Oklahoma. And every one of them has always been such a great diplomat. Whenever I'm there, watching how they interact, all class acts, and I'll be voting yes for everyone. But Barry Reynolds is a good man, and he's a great advocate for our people. As long as I ever have anything to say about it, he will continue to be an advocate for our people. And that goes for Ms. Dishman as well. No, we've got some great ones here today, and can't wait to confirm all of you.
Thank you so
Barry.
much, Council.
Okay. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you so much.
Item 5, Councilor Callison.
It's a resolution confirming the renomination of Bill Hickman for the Cherokee Nation Business Board of Directors. I put this in the form of a motion.
How are you, Bill?
Good morning, everybody. I want to also extend my congratulations to all of you and to thank you for your service to our nation. Having been an elected council member in the city of Norman, I know that sometimes being an elected official can be a thankless job, and oftentimes you do hear the negative more than you hear the positive. So I do want to tell each of you thank you for your service to our nation. I'm humbled and blessed to have had a chance to serve for a few years on the board for Cherokee Nation businesses, and hope to have an opportunity to continue to do that. My family settled down in the riverbanks near Spiro before we moved to the big city of Tulsa, and my wife of 35 years and I have lived in Norman now, so I'm an at-large member, and I've raised our children who are 3 Cherokee Nation citizens, hoping someday we're going to have Cherokee Nation grandbaby citizens to help grow and build our tribe. I was also blessed to be able to serve in the Air Force, and during that time was a government contracting officer, and currently I'm a private practicing attorney, and so try to bring those experiences and skills to the Cherokee Nation business, especially our federal government programming side of things as a former government contracting officer, to help grow our businesses, to make them strong, and make our decisions from the perspective of what's in the best interest of our people, and to be able to get back to our people. Happy to answer any further questions you may have.
Any questions? Next time we do this agenda, we need to separate the lawyers. Not have them back to back. I mean, I don't know what that 30 minutes just cost us, but, okay. Let's vote. All in favor, Mr. Hickman? Aye. All opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Hickman. Good to see you. Thank you. Item 6, Councilor Teehee, could you take that one for us?
Yes, this is a resolution confirming the renomination of Brenda Thompson for the Cherokee Nation Businesses Board of Directors, and I move for its approval.
Come forward, please. Good to see you today.
Thank you. You too.
How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm great. Thank
Good.
you. So, it's been an honor of my life to serve on this board with the integrity of the people that I work with. So, I'm a little nervous. That's okay. I would love to be nominated again to serve our great nation.
Any questions? All right, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Number 7, Councilor McGady, could you take that, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is a resolution confirming the renomination of Laura Dishman for the Cherokee Nation Business Board of Directors, and I will put this forward in the form of a motion.
A motion and a second. Ms. Dishman, come forward. How are you?
I'm great.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you all, and thank you for having me today. Congratulations to the newly elected councilors and the ones that were reelected as well. And I've had the great pleasure of getting acquainted with most of you pretty well. And I have to say that is one of the greatest rewards of serving on this board and being part of this organization, because I think you are all amazing individuals. And one thing I know about you is true, that whether or not you were in public office, you would still, each of you would still be out serving your community in some way, shape, or form. So thank you for your service and all you do. Most of you know me. I've known Councilor Shotpouch nearly my entire life. I don't remember a day in my life that I did not know the Shotpouch family. Everybody knows them. They're famous in our parts. And, I see the incredible work that Cherokee Nation does in our community, from infrastructure to healthcare to housing, and the list goes on and on and on. And I know that the success that we have at CNB is directly related to all of those incredible achievements. So we're so grateful for that. And serving on the CNB board is truly an honor and a privilege. And for those of you who don't know, I am from Delaware County. My family goes back 5 generations. My mother and I run an abstract and title company. We actually run 2. One of them, though, has been in my family for 57 years. My parents bought the company in 1968, and I was born around that time. And my parents ran it together until my father passed away, and then my mother and I have carried on, and we work side by side every day. And I treasure every moment of that. And I see, running a business on the reservation is such a blessing and an opportunity, because not only are we providing jobs for our citizens of our community, and by the way, we employ nearly 50% of Cherokee citizens in our company, but we are also, the success that we have is so rewarding, because we are able to give back to our community in so many different ways. And we want to see our communities thrive and grow, and we're just blessed to be a part of that. And we're so grateful to Cherokee Nation and Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner for all of their contributions as well. So I appreciate the nomination, and I hope to be reappointed.
Any questions? There are none. Let's vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Congratulations. Good to see you, Ms. Dishman.
Thank you.
Item number 8, Councilor Sam, could you take that, please?
Yes, sir. A resolution confirming the renomination of Julie Eddy Rocola for the Cherokee Nation Businesses Board of Directors. And I put this in form of a motion.
Come on up.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see some of you again and see some of you for the first time. I echo my colleagues in congratulating all of you on your recent election or re-election. Thank you for your service to the nation. It is my honor and privilege to get to serve the nation with your support as a member of the board of the Cherokee Nation Businesses. I have enjoyed it so much over the past 2 years, and it's been such a wonderful way to reconnect with the Cherokee Nation. My grandmother, I know, is smiling down from heaven every time it rains, and today in particular, as I was driving here, I thought, boy, she's crying up there. She's so happy that I'm able to do this, and it's because of your support that I am. Thank you. Our original allotment is where Warner High School stands today, so that's where my family hails from, and my grandmother owned the Trim Hereford Ranch. I'm sure many of you drove past that in your lives, right on the highway there as you're going through Warner. So I live in Washington, D.C. I moved there after going to the University of Arkansas. I served President Clinton in the White House and went on for federal service for over 15 years. I now am a lobbyist. I work for many big corporations, and I've been able to work with the Cherokee Nation businesses and my colleagues on the board and Chuck Garrett and his team in helping connect with companies, in helping navigate the federal government, and working with Ms. Teehee to do that with her team. And it's been an honor and a privilege, and I hope that I can have your support today to continue to do that. Anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions, Councilor Kidwell?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ma'am, I just want to say specifically thank you for making the trip in to be here in person for this vote. It truly means a lot to us. Well, I mean, we obviously don't mind people coming in on VTC and other means, but I know this was a long way for you. Really, thank you very much for taking the time to come in here and all that you've done for our tribe.
Thank you, and it was a pleasure to see you in Washington when you were there for
Yes,
the
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Capital Area meeting. My kids enjoyed that so
Yeah,
much,
great,
so thank
great
you.
to see everyone. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any other questions? All right, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Item 9. Councilor Petskowski, could you handle that for us, please?
A resolution electing a member of the Tribal Council to the office of Speaker for the Cherokee Nation Tribal Council, and I move for its approval.
We have a motion and a second. We'll move into discussion. Councilor Coates.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to place into nomination for the Speaker of the Tribal Council of the Cherokee Nation, Councilor Johnny Kidwell. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Open the floor up to discussion. Councilor Petskowski.
Yes, I would like to nominate Councilor Josh Sam for Secretary. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is
I'm
just-
so sorry.
yeah.
I beg your,
That's fine. You're good. You're good. Okay, open it up to discussion. Would anyone like to state their opinion on the nomination of Councilor Kidwell? Councilor Coates.
Thank you very much. I want to ask for your indulgence for just a few moments here because I and probably about 340,000 citizens of the Cherokee Nation regard this as a really important and significant moment. There have been at-large tribal council seats for 18 years now, and we have never had a speaker or any officer of the Cherokee Nation Tribal Council who was an at-large counselor until Councilor Kidwell took the office of secretary. To move into the office of Speaker is as I said, it's a first, and it's significant, and it has not been without contest and challenge, as we all understand, I think, for the past several months at least. And so I understand concerns, I understand questions and things of legality and things like that that people have had. But I encouraged Councilor Kidwell to run for this last December, probably, something like that. And I encouraged him to run for it because I was seeing characteristics and qualities in him that I just thought were really strong and really exceptional. And I didn't know if it was a possibility. He didn't know if it was a possibility. He didn't know if he was interested at first, as I recall. But so I do want to speak to some of those. But I want to take just a moment to offer some thoughts, because much of the challenge that I have heard and seen to this particular nomination have not been about those characteristics and qualities. They have, in fact, been about the fact that he is an at-large citizen and an at-large counselor. And I've been at this advocacy for at-large citizens for close to 30 years at this time. And in a way, it's been kind of frustrating to me to see that some of the tired, old stereotypes that we were dealing with 3 decades ago, which I really felt and do feel have diminished to a great degree, but apparently are still floating around out there to some extent. So one of the things that I've seen and heard is that the at-large counselors don't care about what happens in district or don't know enough about the legal and regulatory structure of the Cherokee Nation to really act in the role of speaker. And what I'd like to point out is that we have had 6 at-large counselors over the last 18 years. Every one of us has been born in the Cherokee Nation boundaries. Every one of us has relatives who continue to live within the Cherokee Nation boundaries or just outside of those boundaries. Every one of us has left and has come back, right? Or our relatives have. I remember the Constitutional Convention of 1999 when these seats were first established. And as the discussion on establishing those seats went on for 8 hours, one of our former principal chiefs who was a delegate at that convention became frustrated and said, "Oh, come on, we are talking about the at-large people as though they are little green aliens with 2 heads." The sense that the at-large folks are somehow so radically different and so not of us somehow is one that I really kind of want to push back on, because that is one of the things that I was still seeing and hearing, largely diminished. But the idea that we don't care about what happens within these districts inside the boundaries of the Cherokee Nation is just simply not true. We care hugely, because these are our families who live here, right? Who live within this boundary. We do care. Some of us, some of our constituents still have restricted lands within this jurisdiction. They care. They too have family members who live within this boundary. And many at-large citizens, or many people who are living within this boundary, including many people who are employees of the Cherokee Nation, have lived outside for a period of time and have come back. All of us, and that's not a make that others who are not necessarily missions are at large. This is who we're representing. A group who don't know anything about this particular place. So that's that. Would say on that point. I also think that I know that the at-large people vote exactly the same way. It's another stereotype that's out there that. But if you look at the voting data for all of the elections that there is that data for, I think there has been only one election in many decades in which the vote of the at-large people diverged and was different from the vote for principal chief and deputy chief of the people who live within the boundaries. And so, and the notion that we control the vote, we're 25% of the vote. We don't control the vote. If the at-large vote was taken out, the vote totals would have been exactly the same in those races. What you do see is that what the people in district, how they vote, the at-large citizens vote even more so in that same direction. So if a principal chief candidate got 55% of the vote from in-district, they got 60% of the vote from the at-large people. So there's an argument to be made that we are very, very in tune, in fact, because we have family members here, we talk here. And so I don't want to belabor this anymore, but I would like to stop hearing that at some point in my life, right? That's all I want to say. The other thing that I also want to address is that I've heard some remarks about this group or that group or some other group doesn't want an at-large speaker, be it elders, traditionalists, Cherokee language speakers, all of the groups that we revere and hold the utmost respect for in this nation. And in my career spanning decades, I've worked with a lot of different groups, including elders in this nation, in other tribes, in pan-tribal organizations, et cetera, et cetera. And what I know is that there is not a monolithic way of thinking among elders either, any more than there is for any other cohort. And I don't hear elders making those kinds of statements very often, sometimes, but not often. And what I have heard a lot of times is that someone purporting to represent elders, traditionalists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, is doing so when they're not actually at the table. And it's often because they want to advance their point of view. And their point of view is genuinely shared, perhaps. I'm not saying that it isn't by elders that they know. But what I'm just really trying to emphasize is that there is a real diversity in the way that elders think. There is a real diversity about who elders are in terms of communities that they may come from. And this is something that also exists historically within our nation. If you look back at our history, you're going to see lots of instances of elders who held very different opinions on critical matters, including removal, and who voiced those opinions strongly and who argued vehemently with other elders about them. So that's something that I've seen out there, that I've heard out there, and I just want to say that because when we mention elders, it tends to stop all discussion. And I've certainly seen that happen a lot, and I don't want that to happen today. The last thing, thank you for indulgence, I promise, the last thing, right? I have advocated for 30 years, and I take every opportunity to do so. The last thing is about the constitutional question that was placed to the Attorney General on this point, because it does say in our Constitution that an at-large citizen cannot be a candidate for principal chief or deputy chief, and by that cannot be the principal chief or deputy chief, because we generally think that candidacy has to leads to that, has to precede that. But there are some exceptions when that is not the case. Those exceptions are temporary, right? And we do have an AG's opinion that has cleared the way for Councillor Kidwell to hold this office. It's a well-reasoned opinion in my estimation, but I have certainly disagreed with AG opinions in the past. I've in particular disagreed with one that directly impacted me and was about me. And when I disagreed with it, I took it to the courts, right? This opinion has been out here for several months, and it has not been taken to the courts. So as of today, this is the ruling. This is the law. And so I would just say that to people at this time. Councillor Kidwell's qualities are exceptional. People here have served with him for 2 to 4 years, and I think all of us recognize that. The things that I began to see are in the arena of what are called soft skills, I guess. And I really, it's about an ability to self-reflect where you see where there may be gaps and that you need to fill them, right? From day one, I saw him reaching out to board members, reaching out to directors, to EDs, to everybody that you could possibly think of in this government, setting up meetings with them, following up with lunch with them, building real and deep relationships with them to the point where they were beginning to call him now, right? And so I didn't do that when I first came on this council, and I don't know how many people do, but that really stood out to me. I have seen him navigate differences between all of us, differences between us and some of these people that I'm speaking about, directors, board members, whoever, and as a person who listens and really wants to know what it is that people are thinking, doesn't insert his perspective into everything all the time, and is looking for where the common ground is. How can we bring people together on these kinds of issues? So these are the things that I have really, really respected about him. And then I've also seen him go into the lion's den, if so to speak, in a number of occasions where there were people who vehemently disagreed with him, had real objections to him, and actually go to their homes, go to their, invite them to lunch, whatever it may be, and just want to find out what can I do, right, to make things better here. What is it that you would like to see from me? And to have those kinds of frank discussions. And I think that those are aspects of courage that I really admire. The thing that maybe you know and maybe you don't know is that while he's been in the office, Councilor Kidwell has earned a third degree, right? Not the third degree, a third degree, right? In tribal law and policy. And any of us who does this job knows that that's a really, really hard thing to do, right? To be earning additional degrees at this point. So, and that too is part of just making oneself a better and better council representative to the best extent that they can. I have enjoyed a close, congenial relationship with him. I have watched him plunge into crowds of people where he doesn't know anyone and come out knowing everyone and knowing their names the next year, right, as well, and remembering who they are. I could go on, but I have already gone on and on, so I'm going to sort of leave it at that. You know what I'm talking about, right, those of you on this council. And so I am so proud and so joyful to have been able to make this nomination, and I encourage all of you to support the election of Councilor Kidwell to this position. Thank you.
We're going to have a test on the professor's lecture after this is over. I hope you took good notes. Anyone else that would like to say something? Well, yeah, I will say, I echo Councilor Coates' opinion of Councilor Kidwell, echo her opinion on this issue. And I understand the concern regarding the Constitution. We all take an oath to that. And I understand wanting to upholding that oath. I think legitimate concerns are great. But as she said, once this opinion was released, that is the law of the land until it is challenged otherwise. And so to vote against Councilor Kidwell simply because he lives in Tulsa is, in my opinion, the wrong view. I grew up at large. I didn't grow up within the 14 counties. My grandmother did. She grew up in Adair County, in Proctor. Had the little store right there on the side of the road that's now just a concrete pad. That was her dad's store. She now lives at large, and now I live in the 14 counties. And that doesn't make me any more or less Cherokee than her. and doesn't make me any more or less Cherokee than anybody that sits in here. We don't have second-class citizens in Cherokee Nation. We're all the same. Councilor Kidwell has a big heart. Whether you disagree with him or not on an issue, he has a big heart, and he has everyone's best interest in mind in this room. In fact, his heart's so big, I think it's made this process a little harder on him than it had to be. But that's because he had everyone's best interest in mind. And so I understand that there may be feelings one way or the other on that, and you have the right to feel that way. But I do believe that when we look back on this moment in history, you will be on the wrong side. So that's all I have to say. Anyone else? All right, we're going to vote. Shelley, could you perform a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Sasha Black Fox Qualls.
Yes.
Danny Callison. Yes. Julia Coates. Yes. Joe Deere. Kevin Easley.
Yes.
Ashley Grant. Yes. Uriah Grass. Yes. Lisa Hall.
Yes.
Clifton Hughes. Yes. Johnny Kidwell. Yes. Darrell Legg. Yes. Kendra McGady. Yes. Dora Petzkowski. Yes. Cody Poindexter. Yes. Joshua Sam. Yes. Movana Shotpouch. Yes. Condessa Teehee. The nomination for Councilor Kidwell to be Speaker passes 17-0.
Congratulations.
You don't get it just yet. All right, moving on here. Item number 10. Could you take that, please, Councilor Deere?
This is a resolution electing a member of the Tribal Council to the Office of Security of the Tribal Council. Secretary. See, I got to put the glasses on.
We have a second.
Second.
All right, do we have any discussion?
Nomination.
Nominations for Secretary.
At this time, Speaker, I'd like to nominate Councilor Sam. for
Second.
Secretary.
Second.
Any other nominations? Anybody like to comment on Councilor Sam's nomination?
I'm out of here.
Councilor Sam, would you like to say anything?
Definitely honored, and would be honored to represent the council as a secretary on the council. And I think we all have done some great work over the years, and just being able to be in a position to have your vote for this type of role, I'll definitely be honored. And I'm just grateful and blessed to be able to work with all of y'all. So thank you very much.
All right, let's vote. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to speak on behalf of Councilor Sam here for this role. I know we've worked together for a long time, and you went about this properly. You jumped right in. I couldn't think of anybody better, and I appreciate you stepping up and the different things of leadership that you've done to get to this point, including what we'll go over later on today. But just know that I appreciate you, and I think you'll do great at this job.
Anyone else? Councilor Coates.
Not 20 minutes this time, I promise. I just want to say, it's so great to see the two young men from Adair County serving on this council, Councilor Sam and Councilor Poindexter. I just so appreciate what an old lady regards as the next generation coming up, right? So, and so happy to support you for this as well.
Anyone else? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Vote passes. Item 11, could you take that, Counselor Legg? Okay, we're going to take this one at a time. So we're going to start with the Rules Committee Chair. Does anyone have nomination for Rules Committee Chair? Counselor Black Fox.
I'd like to nominate Counselor Kidwell for Rules Chair.
A motion and a second. We have any other nominations for Rules Chair? All in favor of Counselor Kidwell? All opposed? Motion passes. Item 2, Rules Committee Co-Chair. We have any nominations?
I nominate Counselor Easley.
A motion and a second. Any other nominations? All right. On a vote for myself as co-chair. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. At this time, I think now that we have elected a chair, I'm going to hand over the remainder of the rules meeting to Counselor Kidwell.
Okay, so the next we will do is the Executive Finance Chair. Are there any nominations for Executive Finance Chair? Councilor Carlson.
I nominate Counselor Petkowski.
Councilor Petkowski has been nominated. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And we have a second. Any other nominations? Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Councilor Petkowski is the Chair of Executive and Finance. Congratulations. Next is Executive Finance Co-Chair, and I will yield the floor for a minute to Councilor Easley.
Yes, Chair, at this time, I would like to resign my position as co-chair of ENF.
Okay, Councilor Easley has resigned his position as co-chair of ENF. Do we have any nominations for co-chair of ENF? Councilwoman Petkowski.
Yes, I would like to nominate Counselor Callison as co-chair for ENF.
Councilor
Second.
Callison has been nominated co-chair ENF. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Are there any other nominations for co-chair of ENF? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilor Callison, you are co-chair of ENF. Congratulations. The next Community Service Chair, and I will yield the floor to Councilor Darrell Legg.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to step down as chair of community. I've been doing it for about 6 years, and I'd like to see some other folks be able to cultivate their leadership in this group, and I would like to nominate Kendra McGeady, if she would accept it.
Thank you, Counselor, and I would love to accept
You bet.
that.
And I
Thank you very
appreciate
much. I
everybody's-
appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate everybody's confidence in me over the last 6 years, and I've enjoyed it, but it's time to pass it around a little bit and let some of the other folks that we've elected do some of these positions as well. So, thank you all.
Councilor Legg, you have done an outstanding job. It's been a pleasure serving with you, sir, and thank you for this little sign of leadership here and making room for some others. I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so Councilor, yeah, we will. Councilwoman McGeady has been nominated as Chair of Community Service. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman Grant has seconded that. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? No discussion? Then we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilwoman McGady, you are the chair of Community Service. Congratulations. We'll move to Community Service Co-Chair. Are there any nominations for Community Service Co-Chair? Councilor Legg.
Would like to nominate Mo Shaw Pouch.
Second.
We have a nomination and a second for Councilwoman Shot Pouch. Is there any other nominations? Hearing no nominations, is there any discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilwoman Shot Pouch, you are the co-chair of Community Service. Congratulations. Next, we'll go to Culture Co-Chair. Are there any nominations for Culture Co-Chair? Councilor Legg.
I'd like to nominate Uriah Grass.
I have a nomination for Uriah Grass, Culture Co-Chair. Is there a second? Second. We have a second. Are there any other nominations for Culture Co-Chair? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilman Grass, congratulations. You are the co-chair of Culture. Next we'll do Resources Chair. Are there any nominations for Resource Chair? Councilwoman Shot Pouch.
I want to nominate Lisa Hall as Chair of Resource.
Lisa Hall has been nominated for Chair of Resources. Is there a second?
I'd like to second that.
Did we have a second?
Yes.
Yep. Councilman Grass seconded that. Are there any other nominations for Chair of Resources? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? Councilwoman Hall, you are the Chair of Resources. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Resources Co-Chair, are there any nominations? Councilman Legg.
I would like to nominate Councilman Hughes.
Councilman Hughes has been nominated for Co-Chair of Resources. Is there a second? Okay, that sounds like a great idea. Would you like to resign from your position as co-chair, since how we don't want you holding both of those?
Yes, Speaker, I would like to resign for my co-chair for Resource Committee. Thank you.
Councilwoman Hall has reluctantly resigned from her position as co-chair of Resources. And we have one nomination and a second for Councilman Hughes. Is there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilman Hughes, you are the co-chair of Resources. Congratulations. Now we'll move to Health. Are there any nominations for Chair of the Health Committee? Councilwoman.
I nominate Sasha Black Fox Qualls.
Councilwoman Condesa Tejeda has nominated Sasha Black Fox Qualls. Is there a second?
Second.
Several seconds out there. Several seconds. Is there any other nominations for Chair of Health? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilman Black Fox Qualls, you are the Chair of Health. Congratulations. Now for the Health Co-Chair, I will yield the floor to Councilwoman Petskowski. Ma'am. Councilwoman.
And I would like to nominate Councilor Ashley Grant as co-chair for Health.
Councilwoman Petskowski has reluctantly resigned from her position as co-chair of health, and she's nominated Councilwoman Grant. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman McGee has seconded that. Are there any other nominations for co-chair of health? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Councilwoman Grant, you are the co-chair of Health Committee. Congratulations. Now we'll go to education. Are there any nominations for chair of education? Councilor Legg.
I would like to nominate Dr. Condessa Teehee.
Second.
We have a nomination and a second for Dr. Condessa Teehee to be chair of education. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussions, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Councilwoman Teehee, you are once again the chair of education. Congratulations. Education co-chair, are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Julia Coates.
Second.
Dr. Julia Coates has a nomination and a second for co-chair of education. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no other nominations, is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Councilwoman, you are the co-chair of education. Thank you. Is this, I will ask, is this in your first time on council, were you on any committees at all? Is this the first? Okay, this is great. All right, excellent. So we have, Shelley, if I'm not mistaken, that wraps us up on the chairs and co-chairs. We did. Okay, number 12, Councilor Deere, would you take that, please?
Discussion and possible action, selection of council advisory board members. Form a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. We will go over the board members here. I know that the way we've done this in the past is just kind of a raise of hands deciding who would like to be on what. I know that we can start out with Cherokee Nation businesses. We need 6 people to go back onto that. We have 8 positions that are on there. 6 of those are open. You have Councilor Deere and Councilor Easley, who are both on there because of the virtue they did not have an election. Is there anyone else that would like to be on the Cherokee Nation Businesses Advisory Board? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If you need to. Well, we need 6. So we have Councilwoman Patskowski would like to be on there. Councilor Wright Callison would like to be on there. Who else?
Ashley.
Councilor McGeady. So there's 3.
Dr.
Councilwoman Teehee, Councilwoman Grant, Councilman Josh Sam. Is that 6? There's 6. Anybody else would like to be on there? And I will say this: one of the best committees to be on. And even though you might not be named to the advisory board, you can still go to the meetings. Don't think that you're not able to go. So the new counselors that are here with us today that are just going through this the first time, understand that you can still attend these meetings. Just because you're not listed on anything specifically, we still want you to go. Those meetings for the CNB are over in the Tulsa area. Sometimes folks can make it, sometimes they can't. I try to go every chance I get. I don't necessarily need to be on the listed on the board, and I hope everybody will take the time to go. Extremely informative, and I hope everybody can make it. At this point in time, we have the 6. Shelley, do we have them written down? will you go over those names one more time for us, please?
The 6 new ones are Counselor Petzkowski, Counselor McGady, Counselor Callison, Counselor Teehee, Counselor Grant, and Counselor Sam.
Excellent. Is there any more discussion?
Thank you, Cadessa.
Okay, so Councilwoman Teehee will pull off, and Councilor Legg will go on. So those will be the new 6. They will be added to the list of Councilman Joe Deere and Councilor Kevin Easley. Right? We don't typically have to vote on those. We just know who they are, and we will move forward amicably. All right, let's talk about Gaming Commission for a minute. We have 3 positions there. We have one that's Lisa Hall. Ma'am, you will remain. Okay. Anybody want to be on the Gaming Commission? We need to fill 2 spots. Councilwoman Shot Pouch would like to be one. Anyone else? Yeah, we typically frown upon, which needs to be codified in our rules, by the way. We'll get to that later. Being on both of those 2.
Go to gaming?
No switchy. No switchy. Okay, so we do need 2 more. Who was the first that? We have Councilwoman Shot Pouch on the Gaming Commission. We need one more. I'll say it again. We need one more. Mr. Councilman Poindexter, you don't. Councilman Grass, what do you think?
I'm not a big gambler, so let's gamble on this.
So you want to be on gaming? All right, excellent. So we have Councilwoman Shot Pouch and Councilor Grass that have moved on to the Gaming Commission along with Lisa Hall. Congratulations, everyone. That's a good commission to be on. Okay, let's talk about the Housing Authority. We have 5 positions. We have one, Councilman Poindexter, who is staying on that. I know that Sasha Black Fox Qualls has said that she would like to be on the Housing Authority. Anyone else? Councilwoman Teehee, Councilwoman Hall. There's 2. There's 3. We need one more. There you go. Councilman Clifton Hughes down there. I think that'll be the 4.
We also have space for an alternate.
And we have a space for one more alternate, because Sasha, you will move up from alternate to a regular space. We have room for one more. Councilwoman Grant, would you like to take that? Excellent. So I think we have them listed. Everybody knows who they are, right? Would you just read those off for us real quick?
Absolutely. Sasha Black Fox Claus, Canessa Teehee, Lisa Hall, Clifton Hughes, and alternate Ashley Grant, and Cody remained.
And Cody remains on there. Congratulations, you guys. Great board to be on. The last is Intertribal. We have 4 positions that are there. 2 of them are open. One thing that we need to ask, and this may be for Attorney Young, but does the speaker need to be on? I do. Okay. So we need to fill one spot on Intertribal, and that will be anybody would like to be on Intertribal. So right now we have. Yeah. Oh, okay. Councilwoman Petzkowski would like to come off of Intertribal. I know you're not wanting to come off of Intertribal. I know you're not. Mr. Easley. Okay. All right, so including myself, we need 2. Cody, Councilman Poindexter, and Councilman Grass. Are we okay? All Are we okay with that? We have 4, well, we have the alternate. Would you like to take the alternate? No, what timeout? That's not going to work because if I need to be on that, that only leaves out the two spots.
Wait, I've got Joe Deere, who was on there.
Oh, and Dora voluntarily came off.
resigned.
You're right. Okay.
Kevin resigned, so that puts Poindexter, Kidwell, Grass, and Black Fox Claws as alternate.
I think that works out great. That works out great. Okay, everybody know where they're at on the advisory boards? Very good with that. Councilor Callison, you okay with all that? Good? All right, man. All right. Okay, let's see. Yep, announcements. The next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, September 25th at 1 p.m. I would entertain one last motion.
Motion to adjourn.
One second. Are there any potential announcements from our newly elected speaker? Would you like to say anything?
Well, I'm not speaker yet.
Speaker-elect.
But I would say this. I will endeavor to live up to Dr. Coates's narrative of me. I appreciate that. I do believe that I won't get into the legalities of it all. I think all that is settled. I am glad that everyone chose to vote. I've told everyone several times it didn't matter to me how you voted. I'm just glad that you did and participated in the process. I feel like my job, when it comes down to it, is to help out each and every one of you in whatever district and whatever issue that you might have, and I will do my best to make sure that I live up to that standard. I'm humbled that you would consider me for this position, and if all goes well on September 15th, I will be quite honored to serve in that position. Thank you all. I think that this is this council with these folks coming in right now is a immensely strong council from top to bottom, and I am just overjoyed and honored to be sitting over here and being a part of this. And I will do everything that I can to keep everyone involved as much as human possible. I will make mistakes. I will make them. Right. I would ask for a little grace and mercy as we move forward. But I promise you that everything that I endeavor to do will be for the betterment of this council, top to bottom, involving as many people as I possibly can. So thank you very much for your confidence and trust.
Can I do a clarification before we adjourn?
You can.
On item 12, it was discussion and possible action, selection of council advisory board members. We had a motion and we had a selection. Second, I'll spit it out. We did a bunch of selecting. We need to pass all of that, correct?
We can. Do we need?
Because we
Dr.
didn't
Coates,
actually
we
vote
are
on
our
each
resident
individual.
Okay, so I tell you what, let's do this. Let's go back. We had a motion and a second and long discussion on number 11, which was the Tribal Council Committee. Which was number 12, which was the council advisory board members. Correct. All in favor. Where is she moving out? Is she right back there? Okay. All in favor say aye. All opposed? We have our advisory board set. Thank you very much. I noted the announcements for the next meeting on September 25th at 1 p.m., and I would entertain one last yes, Councilor Easley.
I have one announcement. I'm running this with an iron fist still. No, I've got one announcement. I want to echo what Speaker-elect said, which is I think we have a chance to be an even stronger council than we were the last 2 years. I know we said goodbye to some great ones, but we've got 3 really good leaders that have stepped in. They've already gotten started off with a bang. I've been really impressed with all of them. And we've got some great ones that have been here a long time that have shown a lot of leadership. And they're going to be with us another 2 years, and we ought to look to them for support. Some of the best, most selfless leader moves that I've seen in the last couple months was Counselor Legg and Counselor Patzkowski. Incredible amount of respect for both of them, and Josh Sam as well. And guys, we have the opportunity to move forward as a unit here and really do a lot of good. And I think we will, and I'm really excited about it. So with that, you can now make your motion.
And with that, I've got a motion to adjourn in a second. And we have a second. All in favor? All opposed? There will be none of those. We are adjourned.